Jagacharya Sukar Sadasman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Kodi Osnanandi ki jai. Namacharya Sri Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Sri Ram ज्ञान यज्ञेन च अपि अन्ये यजन्तमां उपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विद्युतोमुखम्. Now Lord Krishna, after describing about the Mahatmas or the great souls who worship the Supreme Lord by this process of Kirtan, Satatang Kirtantam Mam. Savanam Kirtanam, the process of devotion is 9 different types. Savanam. Savanam means hearing. Kirtanam. Kirtanam means chanting. Kirtanam actually means describing. You can describe with music, you can describe with words, you can describe in speeches, any sort of describing, that is called kirtan. And sravana, unless you hear, you cannot describe. What you shall describe? If you do not know anything about the Supreme Lord, then how can you describe? Therefore, hearing is the first item. Sravana. And the whole Vedic literature is called hearing. Shruti. Shruti Shastra. Shruti means to receive hearing. If you want to know the Supreme, you do not require to qualify yourself materially. You can remain what you are. But if you simply hear, God has given you the power of hearing. If you hear from authoritative sources, then you become perfect. Simply by hearing. Therefore, the first principle, hearing, is recommended. Sravana. And formerly, the Vedas were heard by the students from the spiritual master. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, you find the Arjuna is hearing from Krishna. He is not studying any Vedanta philosophy in the battlefield. He is simply hearing. So that is the process, hearing. You can hear at any place, even in the war field, you can hear from the authoritative source. So that was the process of acquiring knowledge, hearing. Hearing means receiving the knowledge, not manufacturing. There are two processes of knowledge. There are some persons who think, oh, why should I hear from him? Oh, I can think, I can speculate, I can manufacture something new of my own group. These are nonsense. This is not Vedic process. Vedic process is hearing, ascending process, not descending process. There are two processes of knowledge, ascending and descending. Ascending means trying to go high by your strength, and descending means the pure knowledge which comes from up, you receive it. Inductive and deductive process. So ascending process is not recommended in the Vedic process of knowledge. Vedic way of receiving knowledge by oral reception, by submissive oral reception from the spiritual master to the student. This is the way it is coming. As you have read in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam memarajan sayovidu. In this way, traditionally, from the spiritual master to the student, this knowledge was imparted. The Lord said that I imparted this knowledge, first of all, to the Sun God. And the Sun God imparted this knowledge to his son, Manu. And Manu imparted this knowledge to his son, 𝗏𝐿𝐼𝐻𝑒. 𝗏𝐿𝐼𝐻𝑒 was the king of this planet. So from 𝗏𝐿𝐼𝐻𝑒, this knowledge is coming down from the master or from the father to the son or from the master to the disciple. It is coming on. And because that disciplic succession was broken, therefore Lord Krishna said that I am speaking again that old system of knowledge to you, Arjuna, because you are my devotee, you are my dear friend. You have already studied this fact. So this is the way. Therefore Sravanam. Sravanam means hearing. Hearing is the first stage. And hearing is so powerful that simply by hearing from authoritative source, you can become completely perfect, simply by hearing. Submissive hearing, of course. Submissive. 𝗬𝗍 𝗏𝗍 This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. 𝗬𝗍 Don't be upstart. Don't try to understand the supreme knowledge, the absolute truth, by your strength. You are very poor. Your senses are imperfect. You cannot understand. This process you should give up. 𝗬𝗍 Attempt to know the supreme by ascending process. Oh, I shall know. I will manufacture my own way. This is the way going on nowadays. Everyone is thinking that why shall I accept any authority? I shall think myself what I am and what is my duty. This is going on. But this is not the Vedic process. The Vedic process is to Sravana. So simply, if we give up this foolish process of understanding the absolute truth by my own attempt, if we give up and we become submissive, yes. Submissive means we must know our imperfectness. Our imperfectness. I have several times described in this meeting. So long we are conditioned. There are 4 kinds of imperfectness. That we must commit mistake. So long we are conditioned, nobody can say that I will not commit mistake, I will never commit a mistake. It is not possible. He must have. To err is human. So this is one imperfectness. And to become illusion, to accept one thing which is not. Illusion means to accept something for something. Just like we accept this body. We identify with this body. Every one of us. If we ask you what you are, I am American. What is your American? This body is American. But it is not. You are not this body. So this is illusion. So conditioned soul is to commit mistake, to be illusioned, and the senses are imperfect. We are very much proud of seeing, but as soon as the light is put off, we cannot see. So our seeing is conditioned. And similarly all senses are conditioned. So therefore imperfect. And there is another thing which is very nice. We have got a cheating propensity. I do not know anything, but I want to cheat others that I know everything. I don't know, I am a fool number 1, but I want to start a group of students and teach him foolish things. This is cheating. One must know from the authoritative sources that thing. Just like Arjuna was taught by Krishna, and that philosophy is going on. And those who are accepting the principle of Arjuna, they are real students of Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, our attempt to understand the absolute truth by our faulty senses and experience is futile. We must hear Savana. That is the basic process. The student used to go to the master and Gurukul. It was known as Gurukul. Every Brahmin, every self-realized soul, every Vipra or expert in the knowledge of Vedic literature, he would be provided with some brahmacharis, group of brahmacharis. They will follow the rules and regulations of brahmachari life and live with the spiritual master, and the spiritual master will teach them from Vedic literature real knowledge. That is the process. This is called Sravana. So one should not adopt the means of ascending process. Jnane priyasam udapasya. Udapasya means give it up. And namanta eva, and be submissive. Namanta eva, jivanti sanmukharitana 𝗲𝗿𝗶𝗹. In this way, if one lives and hears sanmukharita from the realized soul, just like Arjuna is hearing from Krishna, from the perfect person, sanmukharita, Krishna or his representative. His representative is a devotee of Krishna. Krishna is just like Arjuna. Arjuna was made representative of Krishna. How? Because Arjuna, Krishna says, bhaktosi, you are my devotee. So nobody can become representative of Krishna or God without becoming his devotee. One who thinks that I am God, he cannot become the representative of God. Suppose some of your representative, you are a businessman, just see our imperfectness. This body, we have got imperfectness. Talking something. So how we can become perfect? We are under the stringent rules and regulation of the nature. A little difference will put me into difficulty. So we are not at all independent, so long we are conditioned. So, if suppose you are a businessman, you send your representative for securing business, and if he represents himself to the customer, I am the proprietor. I am the proprietor. How long he can prolong? As soon as the master will know that this foolish man is representing himself as the proprietor of this farm, at once cancel. Because there is cheating. He is not proprietor. Similarly, anyone who says that I am God, he should not preach. He can think himself for acquiring knowledge of God. That is another thing. I am God. I am God means to understand the quality of God. Because I am qualitatively God. Because I am part and parcel of God, therefore, my qualities are the same. Just like I have several times repeated that a part of gold, even a molecular part, a particle of gold, so it is gold. It is nothing but gold. Similarly, although you are very minute fragments of the Supreme, still the quality is the same. So if I study myself, then I can study God also, because I can understand the quality of God. I may not understand the quantity. Suppose if you receive some good grains of rice, you do not think of what is the quantity in the store, but from the sample you can understand that this quality rice is there, I can purchase. Then you make your transaction, how many pounds you have got in your stock, I can take. The quantity is different. But quality, from quality you can select. You can make your selection, what sort of rice you shall purchase. So, you are quantitatively one with God. Therefore, if you study yourself that I am God, and if you study your all propensities, all qualities, then you can understand God. So that is a process. But you cannot preach that I am God. Because if you preach yourself as God, then people may ask you, if you are God, then show me your all-powerfulness. That you cannot show. You cannot preach that I am God. So far Krishna is concerned, he proved that he is God. How? In this Bhagavad Gita, now we are reading 9th chapter. In the 11th chapter, Arjuna requested Krishna that will you kindly show me your universal form? So Krishna showed him. Yes. So that this was Arjuna's teaching to us, that in future so many fools will represent himself as God. So don't be fooled by them. Just ask him, show me your universal form. Then accept him as God. Don't very cheaply accept any fool as God. So this is the highest imperfection, that he is in the stringent laws of the material nature. If there is simply a toothache, he becomes overwhelmed and himself preaches as God. So this sort of thing can be accepted by similar foolish nature people. God is supreme. Nobody can God. Nobody can be equal with God. God is called in the Vedic literature Asama Urdha. Asama means nobody is equal to him, and nobody is higher than him. Urdha means higher. Nobody can be higher than God, and nobody can be equal to God. Everyone is lower than God, however great he may be. And there is a nice verse, Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Shiva Virinchi, Shiva means the Lord Shiva, and Virinchi means Lord Brahma. They are considered to be the topmost demigods in this material world. So they also offer their respectful obeisances to Vishnu or God. So nobody can be equal to God. Therefore, we should be, instead of becoming God, or instead of understanding God personally by our this teeny knowledge and imperfect senses, better to become submissive. Give up this habit. Jnane prayasam mudapasa. Just give up this habit, foolish habit, that I can know God. Just become submissive and try to hear from authorities. Sanmukhritam. Who is authority? Authority is Krishna, and or God, or his representative. That's like Lord Jesus Christ, he is representative of God. So he is authority. Similarly, any authorized incarnation, but that incarnation will never say that I am God. I am servant of God. That is his representation. He'll never say, I am God. That makes confirmation that he is representative of God. So he is authority. who does not say that I am God, but he says, I am servant of God, I am son of God, I am devotee of God, he is representative, real representative. So we have to hear from him. Jnane prayasam udapasanamantayiva. I am just trying to explain to you the process of hearing. The process of hearing. So submissively, we shall try to hear from the authorized source, representative of God. Sanmukhitam 𝗲𝗂𝗶𝗋 jivanti lives sthane sthita. Sthane sthita means keeping himself in his position. Sthane sthita, just like you are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Some of you are a medical man, some of you are engineers, some of you are businessmen, some are a clerk. That doesn't matter. You keep yourself in your position. You remain as American, you remain as Christian, it doesn't matter. But there is no harm in hearing Bhagavad Gita. There is no harm. You'll get knowledge. You'll get knowledge. You'll become better Christian. You'll become better American. You see? It is not the purpose that we are trying to convert American into Indian or Indian into American or Christian into Hindu. That is not our mission. We are just preaching the science of Krishna or science of God, Krishna consciousness. So everyone can learn this science, just like when you go to college, there is no question of that whether a man is American or Indian or African, everyone is allowed in the schools, college and university to take science, knowledge. So this is Krishna consciousness, science of God. Everyone can take. Sthane sthita. You just keep yourself in your place. There is no need of change. Sthane sthita srutigata. Then again Shruti. Shruti means this, ears, by hearing. Srutigatang tanumang manovi. Just try to assimilate with your body, with your mind, with your intelligence. Srutigatang tanumang manovi. If you do this, then the result will be prayaso ajitopi jitopasi taistilokyam. God's another name is Ajita. Ajita means nobody can conquer him. Because everyone is lower than God, who will conquer him? Therefore his name is Ajita. Ajita means unconquerable. You have to speak of God. You cannot conquer even the energy of God. You are under the material energy of God. At your present condition life, you are under the energy of God, this material energy. So you cannot conquer even the energy. So how you can conquer God? Not possible. So therefore, another name of God is Ajita. Just like Krishna is another name of God. Of course, according to Vedic literature, Krishna is the principal. God has many names. According to his work, according to different persons' understanding, he has got innumerable, numberless names. But in the Vedic literature, it is said that Krishna is the principal name. Because Krishna means the highest pleasure. So, another name of God is Ajita. Ajita means one who is unconquerable. So that unconquerable becomes conquered. How? By this process. What is this process? Just submissively hear and try to assimilate it nicely. That's all. So God is neither Christian or Hindu or Muslim or anything. God is God. If you hear Bhagavad Gita submissively with your arguments, and first thing is you must be submissive. You should not think yourself that you are do not be puffed up with false knowledge. Everyone, we should think that we are ignorant. We should have to receive knowledge. That should be the first imperative. And receive knowledge and try to assimilate it and try to apply it with your body, with your mind, with your intelligence, then you will understand God so nicely that although God is unconquerable, you will conquer Him. You will conquer Him. But it's the simple process. So therefore, Sravanam, hearing is so important. So in the devotional service, the first step is hearing. Hearing submissively from the authoritative source and just to assimilate it and grasp it with our body, mind and intelligence. In this way, you shall be able to conquer the unconquerable. And when you are able to do so, then you can make kirtan. Kirtan. That is the way. But another process is, not another process, same process, whatever you learn, if you describe it, then that will help you to elevate yourself in this path of knowledge. So whatever you are hearing this night in this platform, if you try to repeat it amongst your friends, amongst your family members, then you will be established in this knowledge. That is called kirtan. Savanam kirtanam. And what about hearing? Hearing, we are every day and night we are hearing something. There is television, there is radio, there is newspaper, there is so many things hearing. Not that hearing. Savanam kirtanam Vishnu. Vishnu means the Supreme Lord. You should devote your time in hearing and chanting about Vishnu, Krishna. Krishna kirtana. Kirtanadeva Krishna samukta sangha parang vajet. If you simply do this, Savanam and Kirtanam, then you shall become free from this material attachment and you shall be elevated to the supreme place, the kingdom of God. Mukta Sangha, this is the remedy suggested in this age. You cannot practice anything. You cannot practice sacrifice, you cannot practice speculation, you cannot practice yoga, nothing. You can simply practice this submissively here from authoritative sources. Try to assimilate it and become perfect. Thank you very much. About Vishnu, Krishna
Hare Krishna. If you have to give the title for this lecture, what would it be? This is outside the syllabus. You only have to be the teacher now. Raise your hand.
The only process to understand God.
Or you can say glories of hearing. Shravanam. Hari Bol. So now from the syllabus, questions. What all constitutes Kirtanam? Yes, Mataji. Give her the mic. Is there one more mic?
Hare Krishna, describing with words and music constitutes hearing. Kirtan.
With music and with words.
Yes.
Speeches. Haribo. What is the basis of describing? Basis of describing. Yes. Hearing. Haribo. Any language we learn, we hear it, then only we learn. Without hearing, how can you learn any language? So Prabhupada said, what you shall describe? If you do not know anything about the Supreme Lord, then how can you describe? Therefore, hearing is the first item, Shravanam. What all qualifications are required to know the Supreme? Yes.
No material qualifications.
So what should we do? How to know the Lord?
Hear from authoritative sources.
You can remain whatever you are, simply hear from Krishna or authoritative sources, representative of Krishna, by hearing. Haribo! Therefore, the first principle, hearing, is recommended, Shravanam. But there are some people, what do they think? Prabhupada speaks other way also, as last time also I said. Positive, negative, both you have to speak. That is a powerful preaching. You cannot just be one-sided. Yes. You have to smash the other side, negative side. Prabhupada does it.
Prabhupada told that why I should hear from authority. I will manufacture my own and I will speculate.
I can manufacture something new of my own group. These are all nonsense, Prabhupada said. This is not Vedic process. Vedic process is hearing, ascending process, descending. Okay, we'll. Haribo! So how many processes of knowledge? And what are they? Yes. One devotee can be standing and transferring the mic. Giving the mic. Yeah.
There are two processes, ascending knowledge and descending.
Means
ascending means to get knowledge from our own strength, and descending means to hear from submissively oral reception.
From authorities.
Authoritative.
Haribo! What are the other two names for this? Yes, Kaushik bro.
Inductive process and deductive process. So hearing is the second one, deductive.
Hearing is deductive, okay. Haribo! What are all the glories of hearing? As such, throughout the lecture he kept speaking, but in this sequence somewhat, what are the Shravanam he said, and then he glorified, he described. What all he said about, what all means some things he said about Shravanam. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, he said that, Srila Prabhupada said that Krishna can be known by hearing. Like the only way to know is by hearing through a bona fide.
Shravanam means hearing. Hearing is the first stage, and hearing is so powerful that simply by hearing from authoritative source, you can become completely perfect. Simply by hearing, submissive hearing. Haribo. To those other people, which is the phrase of the a part of the shloka that he quoted for smashing the negative side? One shloka was Bhagavatam, the main shloka under discussion, but then Prabhupada was elaborating on one particular shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, that shloka you can tell. And in which line in this context? Yes.
Prabhupada is saying Jnane Prayasam Udapasinu
I think he did not quote whole shloka, no? Jivanti Sanmukhare. Quoted? Half only, little bit here and there. Okay, so which part reveals that the other side is not good?
It is Jnane Prayasam. Don't try to speculate.
Udapasya, giving it up. Jnane Prayasam, the speculative knowledge. Haribo. So why we should not try to speculate? Or, okay, hands are there already. Okay. Yes.
Prabhupada mentioned the 4 defects that we have, like imperfect senses, then tendency to commit mistakes, and becoming illusion, committing mistakes, and cheating propensities. So,
Haribo. In that regard, in one of these 4, he quoted one English saying. Hey, nobody should answer, only raise your hands. That breaks the rules of our question answer session. Yes.
To err is human.
Haribo. Human beings means they are bound to commit mistakes. We can see in daytime, so throughout day, how many mistakes we commit. Hundreds and millions rather. Every step is mistake in one sense. Only coming to temple and hearing Kirtanam, Shravanam, that is only some proper thing that happens. All others are mistakes only. How did he describe illusion? Yes.
Considering ourselves as body is biggest.
Every one of us. If you ask, what are you? He'll say, I am American. What is your American? This body is American. You are not this body. So this is illusion. So conditioned soul is to come. Okay. Haribo. So the moment we say I am this body, anything, I am Indian, I am this, that, that's all a mistake, illusion. So Prabhupada said, so what was the conclusion of these 4 defects that he described? Yes, Anjaney Prabhu.
Like Prabhupada mentioned that we cannot understand absolute truth by our faulty senses. That will be futile process.
That experience is futile. Haribo! Therefore, our attempt to understand absolute truth by our faulty senses and experience is futile. Quite sometimes he said, this is Shravanam, this is called Shravanam. So much stress on Shravanam. How is Shravanam implemented in a Gurukul? Prashant Bro.
It is Shruti, because the disciple hears from the spiritual masters, and then they just assimilate it and apply it.
Haribo. The student used to go to the master and Gurukul It was known as Gurukul. Every Brahman, every self-realized soul, every Vipra or expert in the knowledge of Vedic literature, he would be provided with some brahmacharis, group of brahmacharis. They will follow the rules and regulations of brahmachari life and live with the spiritual master, and the spiritual master will teach them from Vedic literature real knowledge. That is the process. This is called Shravanam. Who can be a representative of Krishna, and who is representative of Krishna and who is not representative of Krishna? Yes. Purushottam Chaitanya Prabhu.
Who is devotee of Krishna, he can representative of Krishna.
Yes. Haribo. Okay, but the other side still remains. Who is not representative? Mataji behind.
Consider themselves as a god.
Haribo. One who thinks that I am God, he cannot become the representative of God. Now one little complicated, not complicated, Prabhupada explained it. How to know that I am God? The words are also used tricky, yes.
Based on the qualities that we have, since we are part and parcel of God, we also possess the same qualities as God in different quantity. So he also gave the example of rice when we go to purchase rice.
Haribo. I am God means to understand the quality of God, because I am qualitatively God. Because I am part and parcel of God, therefore my qualities are the same. Just like I have several times repeated that a part of gold, even a molecular part, a particle of gold, so it is gold. It is nothing but gold. Similarly, although we are very minute fragments of the Supreme, still the quality is the same. So if I study myself, then I can study God also, because I can understand the quality of God. But quantity I cannot understand, so for that he gave that rice example. What is one of the names of God in the Vedic literature? Somebody knew. Narad Muni Prabhu or Narad Rishi Prabhu. What is your name, Prabhu? Rishi or Muni? Rishi. Narad Rishi Prabhu.
Ajita, unconquerable.
Oh, that comes little later. This is before. I mean, it's, in the discussion I am saying. Yes, what is the name? Huh?
Ravi Shankar.
Abhishek Prabhu.
Ravi Shankar.
Ravi Shankar Prabhu.
Asomurda.
Meaning?
Nobody is equal or greater than God.
Haribo. So for that he quoted from Bhagavatam, part of a shloka. What is it, if you could, or at least tell the meaning? Means explain. Antadip Prabhu.
Shivi Virinchi Nutam. So even Lord Shiva and Brahmaji, they all bow down to the Lord. So all are subordinate to God.
Haribo. How did he explain sthane sthitaha word? Yeah, Balraj Prabhu.
Prabhupada said that like some of you students are engineers, doctors, clerk, whoever, like whatever occupation you have, but you still you can be in your position and know about God.
Huh? What? How to know? You can hear about?
You can hear about
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah,
there is no harm.
Yeah, then Prabhupada gave of an example of university. Like,
okay, that will come. Okay. Haribo. Prabhupada said, but there is no harm in hearing Bhagavad Gita. There is no harm. You will get knowledge. You will get knowledge. You will become better Christian. You will become better American. You see? It is not the purpose that we are trying to convert American into Indian or Indian into American or Christian into Hindu. That is not our mission. We are just preaching the science of God or science of God or science of God, Krishna consciousness. So everyone can learn this science. So ours is so perfect. No conversion. On material level, we only elevate people to spiritual platform. So in that context, what analogy he gave, or example? Okay, Mataji.
So, Srila Prabhupada said, just like in schools and university, they don't consider whether you are American or Indian, they just give admission to everyone.
They give knowledge to everyone. Hare Bol. You just keep yourself in your place, there is no need of change. What does Shruti mean? Yes.
Shruti means to hear submissively from authorized source.
That qualifications are there. Shruti means these ears, by hearing. Same, hearing. Hare Bol. And then now comes that another word for the Lord. You can give to Narad Rishi Prabhu. He knows the answer.
Ajita, unconquerable.
Hare Bol. So why is he unconquerable? Yes.
Because no one is equal to him or greater than him.
Prabhupada said the other way. Everyone is lower than him. Hare Bol. If you are lower to someone, how can you conquer him? Not possible. Forget about conquering him, something else also. Yes. Hare Bol. You cannot conquer even the energy. So how can you conquer God? Not possible. That's another name of God is Ajita. Now fill in the blank. Most difficult. According to Vedic literature, Krishna is the dash name. My God, so many hands are up. Most difficult. Principal name. Hare Bol. After explaining this word Ajita, then he said, just like Krishna is another name of God. But then he again said, no, of course, according to Vedic literature, Krishna is the principal name. God has many names. According to his work, according to the different person's understanding, he has got innumerable, numberless names. Then he said, God is not this, but God is this. What God is not and what God is? Very small answer in one sense. You don't need to elaborate a lot. If you have heard, you can answer. Yes, Balraj Prabhu.
I'll try actually. God is unconquerable, but he can be conquered.
In this, because I have the notes, I can refer. All notes are appearing in your brain. So, not this. Just here only. After explaining this principal name, etc., then he said, okay, I will give the hint. It is something to do with religion. I gave the hint already. This is the closest hint possible. Okay. So the answer is God is neither Christian or Hindu or Muslim or anything. God is God. Hare Bol. Correct. So nice. Prabhupada is so simple. And because everything is so simple. Only we are complicated fellows. That is the biggest problem. So how to conquer the Lord in the relationship with this knowledge? Yes, our Jagannath Sutru.
We have to hear from authoritative sources, assimilate it, grasp it with body, mind and intelligence, and then we can unconquer.
Then you will understand God so nicely that although God is unconquerable, you will conquer Him by this simple process. Hare Bol. Therefore, Shravanam, hearing, is so important. So the devotional service, the first step is hearing submissively from the authoritative source, and just to assimilate it and grasp it with our body, mind and intelligence. In this way you shall be able to conquer the unconquerable. So after doing all this homework or background work, then what? This is almost coming to the end of the class, not so immediately, but still. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, after hearing, then describe this to your family, friends, etc. So that is called Kirtan.
Haribo. And Prabhupada said, and when you are able to do such, then you can make kirtan. That is another process. Then he said, not another process, same process. Whatever you learn, if you describe it, then that will help you to elevate yourself in this path of knowledge. Suppose whatever you are hearing this night in this platform, if you try to repeat it amongst your friends, amongst your family members, then you will be established in this knowledge. This is called Kirtan, Shravanam Kirtanam. Then he talked about some other Shravanam also. What about hearing? So what all he said about that? Okay, Mataji. Mataji answered many questions. Okay, take one more.
So, Srila Prabhupada said to watch television or to hear anything else, it is not Kirtan. When we hear about Lord Vishnu or Krishna, it is Kirtan.
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. Haribol. So every day and night we are hearing something. There is television, there is radio, there is newspaper. There are so many things hearing, but not hearing, not that hearing. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. You should devote your time in hearing and chanting about Vishnu, Krishna, Krishna Kirtanam. Krishna Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. So two verses he quoted. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. What is the conclusion of the class? Yes, Sudham Shubhru.
Prabhupada was saying that by yogic process, by speculations, we cannot understand Krishna. Only way we can understand Krishna is by hearing.
If you simply do this Shravanam and Kirtanam, then you shall become free from this material attachment and you shall be elevated to the supreme place, the kingdom of God, Mukta Sangha. This is the remedy suggested in this age. You cannot practice anything, you cannot practice sacrifice, you cannot practice speculation, you cannot practice yoga, nothing. You can simply practice this. Submissively hear from authoritative sources, try to assimilate it and become perfect. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, jai jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada jaya jaya Prabhupada. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।